Although we're unsure of what exactly challenge we're going to embark on soon, but rest assured that we're going to continue pursuing STEM and we're going to continue thriving in this area. Although we're unsure of what exactly challenge we're going to embark on soon, but rest assured that we're going to continue pursuing STEM and we're going to continue thriving in this area. unsure of what exactly like challenge we're going to embark on soon. But rest assured that we're going to continue pursuing STEM and we're going to continue thriving in this area.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Yeah, good morning, everyone, to the respective teachers. Yeah, we have the teachers representative. There is our Guru Pengiring from SMK Padungan, our champions from the St. Joe Private School for the year 2024, and of course, my dearest students that is going to be excited to join the NSC for the year of 2026. Now, welcome to today's sharing sections titled Learning from the Champions. Yeah, National Science Challenge. Here we go. Yeah. So science is not only about your formulas and your experiments, but it's actually more about your curiosity, your explorations, and also your courage to ask questions about the world around us. Before we begin our sections, I would like to share a short point about the science and your discovery. In every questions, there is a mysterious groups. In every answers, new knowledge flow from atoms, which is small, but to the galaxies that's wide. Science reveal the world inside through trials, errors, and minds that dare. Yeah, young thinkers search with patient care, not just to win, but to understand the laws of nature across the land. So dream with courage. Explore with the unknown. Let curiosity brightly be shown. For every champion's ons begin as a student asking why and how. Yeah, the point reminds us every scientist, every champions, and even every innovator once started as a curious student. Today, we are fortunate to hear from the students who have been successfully participated in the National Science Challenge in the year of 2024. They are not only participated though, but they are the champions in the nation level in the year 2024. They will share their experience, preparations, strategy, and even a valuable advice for all us to be absorbed. Can I use the absorb words? Yeah, for today, this morning. Okay, allow me to introduce our champions. Our champions are Miss Pohui, or should I call Michelle? Yeah. Okay, so and also Mr. Benedict and also our Mr. Puroshil. Yeah. So they are actually representing St. Joe Private School, and now they are actually waiting for the SBM result, right? On this 31st March. So personal question, are you guys nervous? Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
all you going to become how many A plus that you're going to taking, right? Okay, let us warmly welcome our champions. Without further ado, so let us begin. Like Miss Michelle, the visual stat is yours.
Okay, so good morning everyone. I am Pokwe from St. Joseph Private School previously, and my teammates are Benedict and also Parisha. So I'll present the slides and we'll begin. Okay. So congratulations and also good luck if you are taking part in the National Science Challenge. It is actually a competition which not only tests your knowledge but also your practical skills and how much you think out of the box. So without further ado, let's proceed to the necessary precautions and also preparations that you need to take for this National Science Challenge. So for the first round, you will have your preliminary quiz, as I'm sure most of you have already known. So every year, we will have to sit for a preliminary quiz online. It will actually be 60 questions. For our year, it was 50 multiple choice questions and also 10 fill in the blank questions. However, it may change according to the year. Sometimes it may be 53 MCQ or 7 fill in the blanks. So it really depends on the year itself. But okay, the thing that will never change is the syllabus every year. Every year, the syllabus tested will be science from 1 to form 4, and also your chemistry, biology, physics, maths, all from 4 to form 5 syllabus. And also, if you have time, I do recommend you to read through your AdMaths textbook because sometimes they may test on certain questions which are similar to geometry and also maybe some about permutations and combinations. So you can take note on that. And also about the questions, right, is sometimes not just mainly memorizing, sometimes it's actually based on the concept. So you really have to be familiar with all the experiment setups and also the tiny little boxes at the corners of the textbooks. Sometimes they like to ask that. Okay, so moving on. So for this quiz, there's actually a time limit, 60 minutes for you to answer all 60 questions. Well, actually, the score is usually the most important part, but if there's a tie, they will usually select the participant or the team who managed to complete the quiz in a shorter period of time. So I advise you, if you manage to finish it quickly, just quickly look through and check. Don't spend too much time on the question so that you can actually finish it in a shorter time, just in case you have a tie with the other teams also. Okay, and after that, even if your team doesn't get selected for the top 5 best teams in your state, it's okay. Because as long as you score 80% and above, I think they will give out special certificates. So for our year, they did, but the previous years, they did not. So I'm not sure if they'll do the same again for this year, but I do advise all of you to just try your best and try to get at least 80% and above for the preliminary quiz. Okay, so for this preliminary quiz level, only 5 best teams will be chosen from each state. So really try your best because sometimes it's really about how hard you try, and also since Sarawak is a very big state and also there are like strong teams from other cities as well. So sometimes it's really based on luck lah. For my case, actually our team tried for at least 3 years and thankfully, we got into this National Science Challenge first round after 3 years of trying. So, 加油! Okay, so after you manage to pass the preliminary quiz, there will be the state level. So at the state level, it will be conducted online as well. So usually in this level, right, you will be required to design and conduct an experiment based on the selected NSC problem statements. So what are the NSC problem statements that they'll usually ask? Usually they will be related to your biology, physics, chemistry, and also mathematics. Some of these problem statements can actually be found in the textbook and you can relate it to some of the concepts that you have learned before. For our year, the one we got chosen for was, if not mistaken, it was biology. They showed us a video on how a problem is actually happening, and then we have to like find solutions to it and explain the problem. For our case, if not mistaken, it was actually phytoremediation, where we had to use plants to actually cleanse the soil and also clean contaminants in water. So we had to like conduct the experiment, find out the related concepts, and also present it to the judges. So this level will be conducted through Zoom. You will need to have a thorough knowledge of the real world problems that you are facing. And also you present your pitch online to the judges, which means you prepare slides, you prepare your experiment and show to your judges. And then after your pitching session, you have to be prepared for question and answer sessions based on your problem statement and experiment. So you really have to read deep into it because the questions they ask sometimes may be very advanced, and it may not just be about science, it may be about practicality as well. Okay, so after you get through the state level, only 1 out of the 5 teams will be chosen for the next round, which means 1 team from each state, and then you will be the final 16 teams. So now I'll pass on to Mr. Benedict to present the next level.
Okay, so this level is the semifinals. There's a new activity this year. It's an online camp for 1 month. We didn't have this activity. We only have the physical science camp. Next slide. So during this physical camp, you have a few modules. We had 4, which is biology module, which you learn something about biology, which can be useful in your future studies. And also you have some chemistry module, physics module, and also maths and AI module. All of these are things that you will learn in your upper form, maybe from 4, from 5, yeah. And you also have the prototype construction and pitching, which you have to prepare beforehand, maybe during your online camp, I don't know. But you also have physical, not physical, you have 2 more people join in your team in the physical camp, which is your student facilitator, which is where the instructions and announcement will be conveyed to you. Basically, the organizer will tell your student facilitator, and they will check in on you and tell you everything that you need to do. And you also have your coach. I don't know if they will also arrange a coach for you, but we had a coach, and it is usually a lecturer from university, and he will be the one that can brainstorm with you and then make sure that you're on the right track and that your science concept and your idea is correct and practical. And you also, only 5 teams will be chosen out of the 16 teams to advance into the finals. And I'll pass it on to Mr. Parusia.
Okay, thank you, Benedict. So yes, so now it's after you have gone through the semifinals, it's time for the grand finals, which consists of 2 parts: the grand final quiz and the science showcase. So the first part, the grand final quiz. Next slide. So the syllabus that it contains, it's the same or at least similar to the first round. So from my personal experience, there's 2 things you need to take note. First, next slide. Since there is an individual round, which you guys, there's the participants, each group have 3, right? So each one of you take on either biology, chemistry, or physics and mathematics questions. So the first tip I'll give you guys is that to split all the syllabus into these 3 categories so that you guys can tackle one more thoroughly as you prepare for the grand finals. Because it's the syllabus, as you've seen from the previous slide, the syllabus is a lot. So it'll be better for you guys to split like this. And another thing is my personal experience. So when I was taking on chemistry that year, I found out that it's not really practical to learn all the Form 5 things when you're Form 4, because you're self-studying, and then the Form 5 topics are quite deep. So unless you have extra time, I will advise you to focus more on the basics. So what you have learned as a Form 4, and maybe just finish the syllabus in your Form 4. Because what they'll ask, if they ask Form 5 questions, most probably you won't be able to answer it. So you must make sure that your foundation is very stable to get as much marks you can in this round. And wait, and then next slide. The other one is group round. So this one is where after the individual session, all of you guys will go back on stage, and you guys will, all of three of you guys will be standing there to answer the rest of the quiz. I'm not sure whether it's the same for your year. For our year, we had 2 rounds. Which one? The first round of the group quiz is a lightning round, where we had to basically be the fastest to answer the question, or otherwise we won't get marks. And if you guys get this lightning round, it's best to even if you see or others have already submitted, submit your answers. Make sure it's correct first, and then submit as quick as possible. Because if the first person that submitted is wrong, then the rest of the participants will get graded, will have their answers graded, and if you're correct, you will get marks. Okay, so if you already see in during the lightning round, you already see other people already submitted, just make you don't need to rush. Just make sure that your answer is correct and submit before the time is up. And then the second round is basically the groups are asked one by one, and then if the group that answer if it's the group's turn and you answer wrong, the rest of the groups will be able to basically steal that question from you. So this is also the reason why you need to split the questions evenly, so that you guys can answer all, because it will cover all the syllabus. Okay, so after the quiz, the next one is prototype pitching, which will be the continuation of your semi-finals projects. So one thing to keep in note is that, I don't know whether Ben has mentioned it, so basically there will be a recording of your semi-finals, and the semi-finals will be sent to the final judges. So the grand finals will be even harder than your semi-finals, because the judges you will be facing would know exactly what is your prototype, what is your product, and they will have time to think about more thorough questions, and even more difficult questions to question you on the spot, and you have no time to prepare for that. So what we have learned from that is that just prep yourself before. Think of all the possible questions they can ask about your prototype. You can use tools like Gemini, ChatGPT to ask for possible questions. So yeah. Besides from that, in from our experience, the semi-finals, we have we can use an unlimited amount of slides. However, for the prototype pitching, I believe we only had 2 slides we can use. We can only use 2 slides. So that will be another difficulty. And more about the Q&A session. Basically, they will just ask about your prototype, ask mainly about like how can it be implemented, and if the judges see any problems with it, they will ask you about it, and then you have to come up with basically a solution for that problem. Okay, that's all from me.
Whoa,
Right now
that
it's
is
the
very
Q&A session.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. You still going to conduct? Ready?
I was if they have any question, you can ask now.
Yeah, guys. So you have been listened to how the stages. Yeah, I call it as the stages. Yeah. So actually, I listened from all your presentations. I have one question. Hey, come on! I noticed that you guys have been putting always Form 4, Form 5, but the competitions have been open for the Form 1 until Form 4. So what is your advice for those that are actually in Form 1, Form 2, Form 3?
I would advise the low forms to actually just study what they are learning now, and maybe the Form 2 and Form 3 for the Form 1s. Yeah, study until Form 3 first, because Form 4 and 5, the syllabus is a lot harder. I advise them to just study lower form first, because sometimes the quiz for our year, our preliminary round, a lot of the questions actually come from lower form. So it's not necessarily come out from upper form only. So for preliminary, just study whatever is in your ability, do your best, and then hope for the best.
And also, I want to add on one more thing. Usually, the questions for the preliminary round are randomized. So actually, some people may get like lower form questions more, and some may actually get like more upper form questions. So it's actually luck based lah. So if lucky, then the form 1, form 2, form 3 who learn like the lower form syllabus, maybe they will untong lor, because they learn more of the lower form. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
and I
thank you very much for your sharing about that one. So at least it's clear our doubt saying that, oh gosh, is that the lower form are actually have been bully? Can I use the word bully or justified thing? Because I noticed that you're putting in is actually all the form 4, form 5. And to be honest to you, I think I'm not sure about all you. Yeah, this school we have one can I call it disease? There is most of them they don't like the AdMat stuff. So when they see the AdMat, I noticed that you're putting in the AdMat, so I really like, oh gosh, yeah. So anything that you can actually advise our juniors here, saying that what is the how do you going to be tackled? Yeah, especially for this AdMat stuff, which is covering from A to Z. Oh, in mathematics, we love to use it from negative infinity to infinity.
AdMats. For AdMats, I usually would just usually it's more advantageous for the form 4s lah, for in this case for because they are learning AdMats. For low form is a bit disadvantageous for them. However, if you manage to learn Olympiad maths as well, you most likely will also be able to solve the question based on logic sometimes. Yeah, Olympiad maths will be a lot of help to you if you have learned it before. As Chapo Hui also have learned Olympiad maths, yeah.
Yeah, from three of you, I'm fully confident what kind of Olympiads you already been joining, right? Yeah. So first of all, memang congratulations and your what we call your achievement, yeah, for the whole stats of the Sarawak, yeah. So there is one more question that have been asked that have been directed to me. That is now based on your because you already shared with us saying that you have 3 years of experience. So there is one question that from the ground that is actually says that based on the 3 years of your experience, can you roughly let us know that how many percents that are actually about math stuff?
Math stuff. Around 10 to 20, not more than 20%.
Actually, about that, right? About maths is usually in the fill in the blank questions.
Yeah.
Not a lot in the MCQ. And the surprising thing for maths was actually last year grand finals. It was the maths that actually saved us because usually for grand finals they ask a lot of factual stuff. But unfortunately, because we were quite focused on the prototype, we didn't really have much time to revise all those factual stuff. So then a lot of maths question pop up, and like thankfully that saved us because the syllabus was covering the AdMats in Form 5. So I think it's just mostly in the finals round. Yeah.
And also that it's all of them is just randomized. Even the grand finals, I think we to study for the grand finals, we actually look at the past grand finals to learn that to get a feel of what they will ask us in the grand finals. And our year was surprising because it had the highest percentage of maths compared to the rest of the year. So we really can't estimate any of it, but just try your best to to have a really solid foundation.
Okay, thank you very much. So it seems to be very, very randomized. So can we calculate using the probability distribution? Just a joke. Okay, so Sim, thank you very much for sharing us as more towards the technical part and also the preparations part. So I believe that this is to be honest, this is the first time that SMK Pandungan organize these participations into NSC. So I think all of us, including me myself, we need a more what we call motivations. So the first questions that we want to ask is saying that what is actually inspire you all to join this NSC?
I think I'll pass this question to Bohui. Yeah, since she's the one that jailed me and Parusha to join as well.
Yeah, I didn't know until Bowie asked us to join.
Okay, so actually this National Science Challenge, I personally think is quite a prestigious competition because actually it's open to whole of Malaysia. And like a lot of people actually like think very highly of this competition because if you think about it, every state has like hundreds of teams. For our year, we had around 10,000 teams participating, which was quite a lot lah. So I think maybe this year there will be more, we don't know. But I think actually joining National Science Challenge is eye-opening. It trains me to think out of the box and also because most of the questions are ahead of our syllabus. So we really have to learn deeply into the textbook and also do your own research. And also personally, I'm a person who really likes maths and science. So I would see it as a challenge and I like to push myself to the limits and see what is the best I can do and see where my standard is. And also, I think another motivation is actually the reward that comes after NSC. Because NSC, right, if you manage to get first place like we did, we actually got like a sponsored trip to Japan. And for the previous years, they actually had paid trips to China or other parts of Japan as well. I think maybe Ben and Parshia can elaborate more on the reward part.
Yes, please. I think there is a
Okay,
quite
so
good motivations.
you-
Like,
yeah. So even if you if you get champion, you have not just a trip, you have some gifts as well. We receive a Samsung watch from the organizer. From the previous year, some of them got laptops, and some we also have some. I think it's scholarship, sort of scholarship, if you go to government uni in the future. And other than that, there are also two more individual prizes that and also encourage other participants to try their best as well. One is the Best Communicator Award, which is awarded to if you manage to get into the semi-final or final, you have a chance to win the Best Communicator Award by proving that you have a very excellent communicating skills. And another award, I don't know if they have this year, is the Best Performance. Yeah, Best Performance Award, which is if you manage to get the highest score in the preliminary level, you also can get an award and you can also go to a trip to Japan or China somewhere. Yeah.
And not just that, if you do have some achievement in this competition, not only have you have for your like for basically when you graduate school for your like co-curriculum slip, not only you have this, you also have the exchange student overseas like in Japan or China. So it will look really good on your co-curriculum slip. And also that if you are someone that really likes STEM and all things science, this competition will really ignite your passion for it lah. So if I'm not mistaken, one of the facilitators at the competition told us that most of the winners or participants of this competition went on to have STEM careers or is studying a degree in STEM.
okay, thank you very much. I think I need to elaborate something, especially for the part that you mentioned, scholarship for the government university. Yeah, yes. Even though we are Sarawakians, our Sarawak government have been saying that free education, but just want to let the juniors all know. So far, that government Sarawak offer is only offer for the private university, as such like your Swinburne, and Cebu, UTS, and so on and so forth. But if you want to go to local U, which is example like for us here, there is a Unimas, you want to go further into one of the prestigious university that is I love to call as a University Malas, sorry, just a joke, by right it should be University Malaya. So all those schools is not free. I just want to let you guys know. Even though it's inside Malaysia, but all those local universities, they are not fully supported by the government Sarawak. Okay, so that one may be a challenge, and also that one might be a rewards for most of us. Because just now Mr. Benedict already says that when you get it, you can get a scholarship, which is into the local U. So this one is a good thing. And I think all of us love the most. We can go overseas for a trip. Okay, so that is the most important thing. Oh yeah, by the way, suddenly come back to the something that is more technical. That is your level 2, stage 2. I noticed that you guys mentioned saying that you will need to carry out the experiment and do the prototypes and so on and so forth. Here is my doubt of it. So whatever that the cost from this research or from this project at this stage, may I know, it actually paid by the school, so it's actually paid by the organizer?
For this part, I think it's actually the school itself, because what will happen in that state level is they will show us a video of like a problem statement. Sometimes it may be as simple as like pH experiment, as some of the teams did, or some of the other teams, they had something related to like this or something electromagnetic. So with that one, you can choose to not do the experiment. You can find some online simulations to like actually show it out. So it's like actually you don't need to actually conduct the experiment if you don't have the appropriate equipment. You can use like online simulations, or you can just like explain the concept. Basically what they want to test you in this stage is like how you can identify the problem, how you can relate it to a science concept in your syllabus or something related to the real life problems, and see like how you can suggest some ideas of improvement modifications.
Wow, so it seems to be the stage 2 is more like what we call to be Isaac Newton. Right, more towards like creating all the curiosity of your around and trying to like bring out the what we call the hypotheses, and how do you present, or more accurate in the point of MLM or salespersons, I will say, is that how do you sell your idea? Is that correct things that? Okay, thank you very much for Michelle knocking my head. Okay, so now like right, I think I talked too much until I have been coughing here. So now from the floor, do you have any questions to ask, guys? Don't be seems to be I'm the only the person who excited here. Right, any questions from the floor? Ayo, so silent. Yeah, sorry. New generations, right? They are very quiet. Yeah. Okay, so I think I have received one of the questions here. Just allow me to rethink the how does the question is going to be asked. Now, there is one thing that is they are asking, saying that okay, so I think that one you just now Hui and the teams already answer the question, because the question is actually asking that do we need to reading more than the textbook? Yeah, such like here, wow, they're putting in the very scientific words. They say that is that we need to read the scientific articles, watching the science documentaries, like geography things, right? So I think that one, do you guys want to add on? I think that just now you guys already answer some of the question part there, saying that mainly is focusing back to the textbook. And the most important thing is that you think out of the box, right? So anything that you guys want to add on?
Regarding the scientific articles, you do not need to read that for the quizzes, so the preliminary round and even for the grand finals. You do not need to read any science articles for that. However, for the two prototypes of during the state level and during the finals, it is best you to read about some science articles to better improve your model and to make sure that your model is foolproof or at least more mature. And there is one part that you really, really need to read a lot of science articles. At least we did. I don't know whether the other teams did, but we did. Was during the semi-finals camp, during all the modules. So yeah, after each modules, we'll have to write a report, and not just a report on our experiment, but how can we use apply the scientific knowledge into real life, and about actual like scientific research about this. So we had to, in I think like 2 hours, 1 hour maximum, we had to read a lot of these scientific articles to make sure that our report is as thorough and as all encapsulating as possible. So yes, so don't worry, the quizzes will not require you to read any articles, but the rest need.
Okay, I think I received two questions here. Now they are already barato. Okay, so the first one is saying that because I still remember the moment that I introduced and tried to recruit students, I did mention about the words that is called debate. Yeah, okay, I say that it will be using a science to do the debate, right? So can you help me to elaborate? In which stage they will be like more towards of using a soft skill like communicating and presentation skills that needed?
For communication skill and presentation skill, you start using them starting from state level. Because you need to pitch, you have to convey your idea to the judges, represent your pitch. Also, you have pitching in semi-final and final. So, communication skills is quite important from state level onwards. Yeah, basically, if you know how to speak, there will be a big advantage for you because you can convey your ideas clearly to the judges so they can understand you.
Okay, thank you for the adding on. So means that can I just making a summary towards it? It seems to be after the preliminary, your soft skills and your communication skills will be needed from there onwards, right? Okay, thank you very much for that. Okay, there is one more question because I noticed also from your syllabus that you're putting in is mostly on the upper form. So I'm just curious, from your experience of the 3 years, do you notice that saying that the winner can be, or maybe the representative from the state is actually coming from the lower form?
Yeah. From the preliminary state level, there are some from lower form. And when we went to semi-final, we also find quite a lot of lower form, including Form 1 as well. Some teams consider Form 1 and Form 2 only, and they manage to get into semi-final. Yeah. So it's very possible that lower form also can advance into semi-final. Yeah.
Oh, that is a great news. Yeah.
There were actually lower forms in the grand finals. I think one team, yeah.
Actually, 2 teams. Yeah, Johor and Perak.
Wow, so from that to quite advanced stage, because in educations that we know, digital, I'm referring to digital. There is only 3 stats. They are actually quite advanced. There is number 1 is the Johor team, and number 2 is the Selangor team, and the last one, number 3, it will belong to the Perak team. So from yours, wow, there is 2 teams that managed to advance to the grand final. Yeah, that is actually coming from lower form, and they are coming from the 2 states that with a higher digital. Wow, that is really boost us out because our Sarawak also now we are spending quite a lot of efforts that in government schools that we are trying to put a lot of effort in pushing the digital to the top ranking. Yeah, so that's one of it. So that one should be boosting us up. Now, there's one question from the lower form, actually. Yeah, she is actually from the Form 1. So she is actually asking, saying that if now she's in Form 1, do they going to same path as like the seniors for all the stages? Yeah, I noticed that you guys have been knocking the head. Yeah, so the answers will be very clear, very objective. Yes. So it means that regardless of your which form, as long you can go into the next level, your tasks or even your things that you need to learn, it will be exactly similar to your senior koko tete. Yeah, so that is only the things that we can come towards it. Yeah, so I think, let me see, do I still receive any questions from the ground? No, yeah, I don't receive. Yeah, so I think there is one more question from myself. Yeah, because I'm actually also like our Michelle Pohui. Yeah, I'm also looking forward to be really joining this event. So I want to ask one specific question. That is, what is the most memorable moment during this competition? Yeah, for each of you, right?
I think personally for me, the most memorable moment was actually during the grand finals when we were announced as a champion. Because like personally, I really didn't expect it lah because the other teams were actually very strong. We had teams from Penang, Jitsin, Johor, Perak, and also I forgot Langkawi. The Langkawi team was very strong as well, and their products, their prototypes were also quite solid ideas with like actual prototypes. Ours weren't exactly functioning, but we had quite a strong concept lah. But I think the part that really gave me confidence was when we were leading in the quiz. After that, we had like expectations like, oh, top three, okay lah. But then when we announced as the champion, it was actually, wow, we can actually do this. Sarawak actually has a chance in this as well. So then I think this achievement can actually help to inspire our juniors in our future activities. And also, it's really memorable for me because that was the time when I thought, oh, I can go to Japan for free with my friends also. So like, I think that was a very nice moment.
For me personally, I think the process and the people you meet during this competition is what is truly memorable for me, because you also during the physical camp you can meet other team as well. You can make friends with them. For example, we also make friends with some of the teams like Bintulu. We also met well, you will live in the dorm of the university during your physical camp, so you also meet into other participants as well. So I also met some Langkawi in the bathroom and we talk and we will get along quite well. And the process is also very unique for me. I'm how to say, I sleep early, but for this competition I had to burn the midnight oil. I sleep 早睡早起，早上睡早上起So, you have the process of studying together with your teammates, brainstorming with your coach, and then you also have the occasional rain that almost ruined our project. Yeah, during the process, there was a heavy rain and the roof fell down on the uni campus. Yeah, almost ruined my laptop.
Oops, I think
I like a big guy. Yeah, so it's always the unimportant part, the unimportant things that you will remember. And I think the most important part from my experience is teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work, because if you have good chemistry with your teammates, you guys can work along together. You guys know each other, when to help each other and support them when they are out of words or out of ideas to present during presentation. So if you can do that, you make sure you have a smooth presentation, and then you have a better performance, in my opinion. That's all from me. How about you, Parusia?
From my memory, there's two moments that I really enjoyed. The first one is doing all the modules and throughout the entire STEM camp in general, because the classes and all the talks, like it made me feel like a uni student for the first time, especially doing the modules, because we had to do experiments and reports in the actual uni facilities and labs. So to have hands-on with all the more high tech and more advanced equipments compared to our back home, it was really exciting, and just it really ignited once again my passion for STEM. So it was that part is truly amazing. And another part was standing on the stage during semifinals and finals. It was a mix of nerve-wracking and just thrill, because you stand upon there with something you pour your heart into, and in front of you is just hundreds of people. Like some of the schools that are based in maybe Selangor and KL, they'll bring their respective school student to come and support them. So yeah, so it was such a such an important moment in this journey. And truly
Thank
just,
you.
truly just have good chemistry with the people you choose as your teammates.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the quite inspiring and also motivating sharing. Yes, when Michelle just now says that, oh, when the moment that had been announced, I can see is that, yeah, from the video, to be honest, you guys can actually go and search it. I noticed that my friends, yeah, my ex-colleague, yeah, she's jumping up, right? I never saw that she's jumping that high in my life for knowing her for more than 7 years. Yeah, okay. So yeah, so to be honest, I from what I can see from the video, even though I'm not on the spot, I can feel the excitement that you guys have been learning. Yeah, true. So I also very agreeable with Benedict saying that, wow, yeah, I understand when you have been sleep early and then wake up early and then suddenly you need to stay in the more early that is called 2 a.m. That is really a challenging stuff, right? Yeah, understand. Because for one of my students here, I don't think that she's joining today. Yeah, she also like to be honest, she says that I'm strict in teaching maths. Yeah, because she actually give me the excuse saying that, teacher, you will force people to have maths Google Meet by 10 p.m. until the midnight, that is 12. Yeah, that's what happened to is that your batch? No, your senior batch, another batch in SMKp Bandungan. Yeah, so yeah, that is something new, but congratulations, that is how it actually be managed. So hold on, I need to read some of the questions. Because I think you heard my phone ting there already. So now there's a questions that been asked saying that how to divide the workload. Yeah, the workload that he represent or he want to be emphasized is those biochemistry, physics, and even the maths. So do they means that refer to three of you? Do all of us are actually selecting or specialize in one? And then or yeah, either you guys separate what we call specialize in one, or you guys are specialized in all. So there's a question from the ground.
Okay, for preliminary level, you have to study all of them because your teammates will not be able to help you do your quiz. You have to do it on your own. But for the semifinals and finals, you can actually divide the workload. For example, one person take bio, one person take chemistry, and one person take physics and maths. The one with better maths usually take that one. So you help reduce the pressure and work that the things that you have to study lah. Since you, as you know, you have to study 1 year ahead of yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys have anything to add on?
Load. I think we only had the talk about which subjects we're supposed to take on the plane to KL. Is it? We only decide on the day before with the plane to KL, and I think just discuss with your teammates, trust them, and just you or based on your guts, choose the subject you think you can best, not just your favorite subjects, but you think that you can do. So like, for example, like biology, you want to do biology, but maybe you think that your teammates can do it better. So for the sake of the team, you should let the other person do biology. So stuff like that. Just trust your teammates, have conversations like that. Yeah.
Sorry, I suddenly think of one question. Yeah, I'm looking for shortcut, but hopefully that one not being shared to the organizer. No, just want to ask you about the preliminary. You actually conduct online, right? Yeah. So is there any requirements from the organizer that you need to have extra camera? Okay, thank you for your response. Yeah, so I really know. Yeah, I think you guys know what I'm going to do, like dot dot dot, right? Okay. Thank you for that one. Okay, so the I think there is one question from the ground saying that this one is asked from the team from Form 2, yeah, because she's quite concerned about something that is called chemistry, yeah, because you guys keep asking about when you guys explaining a lot of words that is coming out from the chemistry words, yeah. So she's actually asking, saying that do they need to really focus into the chemistry? So there is a simple question.
Not just chemistry lah. I think for each subject you need to focus into it. Yeah, you need to really read a lot and then also to understand them. Sometimes it's about understanding, because for the semifinals, I think is grand final, semifinals. I think it's fill in the blank. There's no option for you. You have to remember the scientific term correctly and spell it out. Sometimes they spell it wrong. You also get it wrong. Yeah.
And honestly, for the preliminary, the first round, even when we were like Form 3, I believe that like most of the science question, even as a Form 3, you will be able to do it. And the only hard part is the maths, because obviously as from lower form you haven't learned maths yet. But for the science question, even you can definitely do it, and even if they're upper form, you can deduce from like the basic concepts from your lower form era and then just basically apply it to the upper form, because science is interchangeable, in like you can link it to each other. So yeah.
And also I want to add on, like every year, right, there is a specific theme for NSC. So like sometimes they'll just ask common sense questions based on the theme. Like, I just googled, they said this year's theme is strengthening the foundations of science for a resilient and inclusive future. Maybe something related to sustainability lah. So it will be great if you can just read up a bit on it.
Okay, thank you for the great advice to really clear my students' doubt, saying that, wow, these competitions, right? So many aspects to be focusing. Yeah, yes, correct. Because the name of the competitions already telling you is a science. Yeah, so all us believe that, right? It's not only about the pure science that we are talking about. We have something that is called social science, psychology science, yeah, and so a lot of science thing. Okay, I think we are run out of time. Yeah, so now final questions. Yeah, so before we conclude, yeah, any last piece of advice for your junior here?
In my opinion, the advice is just to actually try your best and don't be afraid of trying lah. Because science is actually about trying, and also science is just not limited to your knowledge. It's basically how you apply it. So even if you don't get in this time, don't worry, there's always still next time. And if you are Form 4, don't be discouraged. There are also other competitions. Like chem is try chemistry. So like always try us, never stop trying. Because if you never try, you never know. If I had given up during the first time when I joined NSC, then we wouldn't have made it to this stage as well. So yeah, I think the best advice is just to try, not give up, and do your best.
And also not to pressure yourself too much, and try to enjoy the process, because it's a learning process. If it's fun, then you're more likely to remember things and remember what you learn, and then it'll help you in your future when you advance when you go to further studies as well. So think of this as a good experience, and good luck to you all.
I think most importantly, especially based on our experience, is that, like Ben said, do not put too much pressure on yourself, because I think that a major part of our success during this competition was that we went into, it was like our first or second time going over to KL to a competition, so we did not think that we had any chance of even winning something or even getting into the grand finals. But I think it is that we were not afraid to try, we are not afraid to make mistakes, and then we were just thinking a lot of times out of the box, and we didn't think that whether it would land or not, the idea would land or not. So I think that just really during the entire competition, I was a nervous wreck. I think my teammates would know. But But even then, I think that I found the most enjoyment when I was not too pressured. So just don't pressure yourself. Go with the flow. As I always say, nothing to win, nothing to lose.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, from all of you, suddenly from this person who don't know Chinese also can think of the proverbs that towards it, right? So first thing that come into my mind is 活到老学到老. So the things that you learn, you no need to be like saying that whatever that we have, we just need to learn everything because life is ongoing. Then the second thing is what we means by 结果不重要，过程最重要, right? So that the result is not the determined, to be honest. Either you lose or you gagal, that is not the key important things, but it's the white that you see. So that's why tree, to achieve it, to grow high, it needs to increase in terms of diameter, right? So we can actually learn from the tree. So that is how it actually goes towards our life too. Okay, thank you very much for the very motivating, inspiring, and very practicality of the sharing that we have for this 1 hour. Okay, so thank you for our champions for this great variables sharing. So science competitions like your NSC is not the determined point, but is the exaggerating. Can I use that word? Yeah. Or maybe in physics, we are actually say is accelerating our daily life, okay, to be more implement and more ready for the future, especially when we Sarawak is actually moving towards sustainability, the power, the energy, and we are actually moving towards of using the reusable energy such like your hydrogen. Many people are actually questioning us why our ART is actually using hydrogen, right? So it's time for the juniors to show to the world, saying that why we Sarawakians choose the hydrogen, which is already in the world for more than 80 years. Then only now we try to exaggerate it. Okay, so thank you very much. Yeah, so is there any possible that for us to switch on your camera? For me to take a lovely picture, as a proof that we really conduct the meeting. Oh no, sorry, sharing, not to call as a meeting. Okay, never mind, just smile to the screen. So we are going to, anyone want to switch on? Do, re, mi, fa, so. Okay, there is no response. Okay, never mind. So now let's be, nice. We have the teachers and also very lovely Form 1 students. Yeah, thank you very much. Now I can see more handsome and more pretty teachers' face. Rather than my one. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, smile. Yeah, like one more to go. Yeah, be ready for the second one. Okay, 3, 2, 1, smile. Yeah, okay. Thank you very much for your this morning 1 hour participations. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you once again to our lovely Po Hui, Michelle. Sorry, I learned it from your class teacher, Mr. Peter. Okay, and also Benedict. So now I finally see you face to face, right? Thank you very much also for the previous helping me around for the kangaroo maths competitions. And also Parashal. Yes, I think I don't have time. I don't have the opportunity to teach you. You are the batch that I actually left already. But your sister do, right? Okay. So thank you very much for your help for due day sharing. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. See you next time. Bye.
Thank you for the invite.
Right,
Thank you.
Thank you.
All the best. Bye bye.
All the
Hello,
best.
guys.
Thank you.